Every city has neighborhoods like these, far from the prosperous suburbs. For millions of families, this is home. Crumbling neighborhoods where poverty, crime, and homelessness are always nearby, and hope can be very hard to find. But hope has a way of turning up in unexpected places. A hammer is a simple tool, but in the right hands, it can work miracles. The Habitat for Humanity ministry began its journey around the world 4 decades ago from Koinonia Farm, a Christian gathering place in South Georgia. By the late 1960s, Koinonia's model of partnership housing was up and running. The worldwide growth of Habitat for Humanity International was underway. In 1983, Habitat brought its ministry to Ohio, building simple, affordable homes in partnership with families and volunteers. It's a hand-up and not a hand-out approach. It provides interest-free mortgages to families that otherwise would not be able to purchase their own homes. Year after year, thousands of volunteers have helped Habitat for Humanity carry out its special mission, beginning with volunteer number 1. His name is Clive Rainey.
Funny enough, I actually joined Habitat officially on April 1st, 1977. And I tell people now I was just the first fool to come along.
Clive Rainey came to Ohio when Habitat first arrived in the Buckeye State. Now he's back to encourage Habitat volunteers and help celebrate more than 3 decades of helping Ohio families. Rainey had been a teacher in South Georgia, where he learned the importance of what Habitat does today.
I went to class one day and I had kids in my class that could not read their own names. They were 7th and 8th graders. There was not a single child in our school who could read. So one day a little girl said to me, "Why do we have to learn this old stuff anyway?" And I said, "Because if you get an education, you'll have a better life." And she came right back at me and said, "Yeah, that's what they told my mama." So that evening I went to find her mama. I found them living in a cornfield in a shack. That shack had no doors, no windows, no running water, no electricity, and no hope. There was no reason on earth for that little girl to believe the promises I was making in that classroom. You work harder, things will get better. It's a false promise we know even today. And so here she was, abandoning any hopes or dreams that she had. And I left that house and I became the first volunteer of Habitat for Humanity International.
We didn't know what we were getting into. And then we saw some of the houses where we were replacing. Dudley Street was terrible. And I got really involved in trying to help some people better themselves.
Some of the biggest supporters of Habitat's mission are the families that become Habitat partners. After all, they're the heart of the program, and they play a central role in building new Habitat homes.
Oh, it's a lot of work, time, and effort. You have to put in your sweat equity hours. We go to classes, we have financial classes, mortgage classes, home maintenance classes. We have to take classes weekly, so that's a part of the Habitat program.
Habitat for Humanity has changed the lives of families across Ohio by helping them build affordable homes, providing new beginnings, excitement, and hope. Family by family, home by home, the work of Habitat for Humanity has spread across the Buckeye State. From Toledo to Marietta, from Cleveland to Cincinnati, thousands of Habitat volunteers have worked together to create thousands of miracles in the lives of families.
From my perspective, it's just really the power of what one individual can do when you put it into a collective like Habitat for Humanity. And I think folks see a very tangible result of their efforts. I mean, you're actually building a house, you're helping a family, that family comes out and works on the job site, you make a connection with that family, and I think those memories are very powerful and they last for a long, long time, and I think that's one of the reasons this ministry has maintained its momentum over the last 30+ years of its existence.
Everyone works toward the great day when parents and children move into a home they've helped build with their own hands, along with committed and caring volunteers. It's the special moment that more than 4,000 families have shared since Habitat came to Ohio. The moment that makes all the work worthwhile. It's just as the founders of Habitat for Humanity International have always believed. Move-In Day is the first of many better days ahead. It's what happens when family and volunteers put God's love into action. Each of those special days is a victory, building homes, communities, and hope. Each victory a step toward the day when everyone has a decent place to live.
24/7 around the world, every 6 minutes, a family celebrates their new home built by Habitat for Humanity. So as we hammer today, let every strike of that hammer be a prayer. Let the day come when we don't have to do this anymore. Until then, we build. Let's go to work.